Okay, good afternoon, teachers. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, teachers, and welcome to our stream for today on the second installment of our Ed Puzzle series. No? At ito na naman nakakapanabik at excite Sir Alwin, no, na session for you. Magandang hapon, Sir Alwin. Yes, syempre gusto natin piniflex natin yun. Hindi masyado makita.
May
Mali yung ano
magmamaliw na
natin, no? Mali yung angle, no? There's the angle of the camera, but just to show you teachers, no, we're flexing our new shirts, okay, from Edpuzzle, okay, care of no Edpuzzle Inc. No, this is part of the swags we received from Edpuzzle. And Sir Alwin, no, we're also preparing. Meron na tayong supplier. Yeah, just a good news by the way, no, may supplier na tayo ng Edpuzzle Pilipinas swags. Okay, so we'll be sending soon. Okay, the Edpuzzle Pilipinas swags, no, and we posted that, Sir Alwin, no. Yung
ah,
ating swag ay pandemic swag kasing sa atin.
maraming
Talagang
excitement.
yes, so madami nga umu-order. Eh. Sabi ko naku, hindi pa to per order, no. We can't commercialize this is because the swags are meant for the competitions, no. Okay. So we'll be notifying teachers no soon again for the details of the swag bags, the Ed Puzzle Pilipinas swag bags. Okay. So again, Sir Alvin, magandang hapon, and siguro before tayo mag-start, no, let's greet some of our teachers who are already here. Kanina pa actually, no, like an hour ago, meron na tayong mga viewers from our page, no, from Kaagapay Teacher Support page, from our YouTube channel, as well as from our Ed Puzzle Pilipinas group. Okay, so magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, and welcome to our stream for today. Let me first siguro greet, okay. Let's start from the top, Sir Alwin. No, although I don't know if she's still here. Good afternoon to Miss Rose Malen L. Rosel. Okay, meron daw siyang class ng 5 p.m. so hindi siya makaka-join today. Lahat siya ngayon. Team replay siya ngayon. Ano? Okay. Um, Sir Alvin, are you with, do you want to greet the next one, or do you want me to
Ah,
continue first?
Binabati natin Sir Franco si Sir Orlando Joven Jr. All the
Yes.
way from SDO Pasig, Santa Lucia High School.
Yes. And of course, no, at 1 hour ago, 4:59 p.m., Sir Julius from Julius Cesar Ontolan from Zamboanga City. Sa layo, no? From Mindanao. Okay.
Nandito din po. Good afternoon, good evening na kay Teacher Abigan. At ituloy ko na din Sir Franco kay Ma'am
Go
Julie.
ahead.
Good evening din po. Evening na pala. Evening
Good
na.
evening. And of course, good evening din to Miss Maria Fe Sumalinog and R.A. Lamparas. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, and welcome to our stream for today.
Kay Ma'am Mia Maria Kasiwang din po at kay Ma'am Eva, magandang gabi na po sa ating lahat na yung
Magandang
nakikinig.
gabi na nga, ano. To also to Sir, Teacher Loida Pagsuyuin and Teacher Yoli Iya. Yan.
Kay Ma'am Angelis at kay Sir Alex. Kanina, good afternoon pa, pero ngayon medyo ginabi na tayo all the way from Kidapawan City.
Yan, siguro sa Alvin, we'll continue later, no, with our greetings for our teachers during our Q&A kasi medyo dumami na, okay? At humahaba na yung ating chat box. Okay, so magandang hapon po again, teachers. Maraming salamat for being with us here today, no? Tonight, actually, paggabi na nga po, no? We know, teachers, before we were scheduled every Friday, no, but we moved it to Wednesdays, okay? So just to in a way, no, spread out our events at Kaagapay Teacher Support because we have a Thursday event and a Saturday event, no? And nasa sandwich yung Ed Puzzle series natin. Okay, so we move it to Wednesday. So all our Ed Puzzle webinars, okay, will now be moved to all Wednesdays, okay? Alternating, no, every other Wednesday of the month. Okay, so abangan na lang po natin yung update natin sa ating Kaagapay Teacher Support calendar as well as into our Ed Puzzle Pilipinas group. Yan, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Okay, Sir Alvin, okay? Bago tayo siguro mag-start, no, ay bigyan mo muna kami ng patikim at siguro, ano, no, buod, okay, ng ano ba ang pag-uusapan natin sa araw na to, okay? For today, no? We already know that our topic for today will be we already show it, no, to our audience, okay? That it will be on Edpuzzle class, creating a class and activities for learners, and Edpuzzle Analytics. So give us like an overview plus, okay? Pwede mo ba kami bigyan ng konting patikim din? Kasi meron tayong special topic and special guest for today. We did not like put it in our poster because it's something we'd like to surprise everyone. And this is massive, no? We have a like this is a massive addition to this event, Sir Alvin. So go ahead, Sir Alvin.
Yes, Sir Franco. Meron po tayong kasama mamaya all the way from London. At mapapasabak yata tayo sa English na mamaya. At maliban dito sa Edpuzzle class tapos sa analytics, isa din sa mga inaabangan na topic ng ating mga teachers yung ating professional development, Sir Franco. Kaya kumuha tayo talaga ng isang kapitapitagan na speaker natin para dito at siya ang magbibigay sa atin at magbabahagi sa atin kung paano. At actually, nabalita ako, Sir Franco, magde-demo daw yung speaker natin mamaya. So para mas makita ng
balita ko nga rin, yes. Yes, okay.
Para mas makita ng ating mga teachers yung proseso ng mga professional development activities. Kasi sa group natin, sa Edpuzzle Pilipinas, merong mga nagtatanong yung mga hindi pa sila ready maging coach. Paano kaya ang gagawin nila? Merong mga nagtatanong din sa akin sa private message. At eto na yung panahon, o eto na yung araw exact na i-discuss natin ang professional development ng Edpuzzle.
Yes, correct. No? At Sir Alwin, okay? Huwag natin kakalimutan that our competitions no, sa ating Edpuzzle Pilipinas project, ito, dito sa ating Edpuzzle Pilipinas, okay? Meron tayong dedicated competition para sa ating mga Edpuzzle coaches, okay? Kung saan they will also receive swag bags, kay cash prizes, etc. No? Okay, so time na para habulin, ano? At tingnan kung paano kayo magiging Edpuzzle coach. No? We already have so far, okay? At least in our group, no, Sir Alwin, okay, na meron tayong registered already, around 120 Edpuzzle coaches already in our community. Okay, of course, that's not all, no? Mas madami pa yan sa buong Pilipinas. Okay? But I hope that you can all join our growing community. And, okay, not to put pressure on Celia, okay? And also our speaker for today. But I heard na magkakaroon tayo ng Sir Alwin, okay? I don't know if it's I don't think it's an NDA thing. Okay, so I think it's okay to divulge this. Okay? But I think as mentioned last time, I think we're going to have a coaches summit. Okay, so for all the coaches. Okay, so be a coach now so that you'll definitely not want to miss that event. Okay, so
Yes.
I think it's just now we announced it already, but we don't know the details yet. No, the Edpuzzle Inc. Is the one like putting that up, okay, for all Edpuzzle coaches in the world. Okay, so you'll be part of this world event, teachers. No? So abangan. Okay, so kaya importante yung topic ng special guest natin for today. Okay, for this session. Okay, so Sir Alvin, okay, maybe we can start already. Okay, with our session. Okay, of course, teachers, will begin with Sir Alwin's discussion on Edpuzzle class, creating a class and activities for learners. Okay, don't forget, okay, that we're going to have an evaluation towards the end of this session. Okay, and that will be the basis of your certificates. Okay, so do not miss that evaluation link towards the end. Okay, and then after that, we'll proceed with the session of our special guest. Okay, we can't really reveal it right now yet. Okay. And then after that, we'll be entering into a Q&A or a panel discussion format, okay, wherein we're going to answer all of your questions, possible questions, okay, about our topic for today. Okay, teachers, okay, can you please indulge us by typing "we're ready," okay, hashtag Edpuzzle, okay, in our chat box today, just to let us know, no, and Sir Alwin, okay, that we are all ready, okay. So ready hashtag Edpuzzle. Okay, so we can see that, no, in our chat box now. to let us know that you're all ready to yes, okay. Yes, we do
Yes.
have, no? Yan. First of all, first na nag-type, no? Miss Teacher Giselle Manzo. Okay, so please keep it coming so that we know that we are ready. Sir Alwin, I think we're ready for you. Okay, as always, no? Our expert in the Philippines in terms of Edpuzzle. Okay, Sir Alwin, take it away. And good luck on the session, teachers. Enjoy on our session for today. If you have questions, we'll be at the chat. Also, our guest speaker is also in the chat. Okay, so she's definitely going to also interact with you while waiting for her session. Okay, so again, Sir Alvin, good luck and enjoy the session.
Thank you, Sir Franco. Simulan na po natin sa ating Edpuzzle Webinar 2, Edpuzzle Class, Creating a Class and Activities for Learners, Edpuzzle Analytics. Saglit lang po, teachers. Parang meron tayong technical difficulty sa pag-share ng screen.
While we're waiting, no, while we're waiting for Sir Alwin to have that presentation into our stream, teachers, no, wag po natin kakalimutan, teachers, that next week will be now giving you the details for the competition. We have 2 levels for the competitions for Edpuzzle Pilipinas. Okay? We have the first one is for all Edpuzzle users. Okay, so again, that's for anyone using Edpuzzle. Okay, and of course, no, for our Edpuzzle coaches. Okay, we will also be having Edpuzzle Coach of the Month. Okay, and okay, siguro mamaya natin sabihin, no, napakaganda. Aside from the swag bag, aside from the cash prize, no, magiging bayani po kayo ng school nyo kasi kapag kayo ang nanalo ng Edpuzzle Coach, meron kaming sorpresa para sa inyo. We'll tell you that later on after the session of Sir Alvin because he's ready. Okay? Yan. Go ahead, Sir Alvin.
Okay, thank you. Maraming salamat ulit, Sir Franco. So ready na po tayo para sa Edpuzzle Class, Creating a Class and Activities for Learners, and Edpuzzle Analytics. Teachers, unang-una po sa lahat, ang Edpuzzle ay app din po. Maliban sa web na access natin ito sa web, pwede po nating i-download ang Edpuzzle sa kung meron po tayong iOS at basta meron po tayong connection, pwede po nating i-download ang ating Edpuzzle. So kahit ano pong cellphone na ito, basta kayang mag-download ng app, wala po tayong problema sa pagda-download ng Edpuzzle app. Sinisiguro ng Edpuzzle na ang security ng mga mag-aaral at ng mga teachers, kaya wala po tayong problemahin. Malinis po ang security ng Edpuzzle at approve po ito for lalo-lalo na yung mga concern ng ibang mga teachers natin or ng ibang schools na paano kapag naibenta kaya yung naibenta yung account ng mga bata. So hindi po nangyayari yon, kaya safe na safe po ang paggamit ng Edpuzzle at ng Edpuzzle app. Simulan na po natin sa types of classes na pwede natin gawin sa Edpuzzle. Dalawa po yung type of classes na pwede natin gawin. Meron po tayong classic class at open class. So kapag sinabi po natin yung classic class, ito po yung kadalasan ginagamit ng mga teachers na students need to log in or sign up. So kailangan po ng email, kailangan ng account ng ating mga students para makapasok sa ating classic class. Pero dito po sa ating classic class, pwede nating matrack ang progress ng mga estudyante sa lahat ng ating mga video lessons na ina-upload o ginagamit sa Edpuzzle. And perfect kung hindi mo kayang mag-go live kasi meron din pong feature ang Edpuzzle na live. So, kayang-kaya po natin at mas mapapadali yung ating buhay dito kasi sabi nga nila, perfect if you can't go live without videos in your video lesson. Kasi alam naman po natin ngayon, lalo na ngayong setup ng pandemic, parang naging very hit ang mga videos galing sa internet at ginagamit natin sa klase bilang suporta sa pag-aaral ng ating mga estudyante. Sa open class naman, yung mga students natin hindi nila kailangan ng account. So, pero may limitation po ito. Yung yung progress ng ating mga students, one video at a time. Kaya kadalasan ginagamit ito ng mga elementary students na wala pang email. So pwede pong one video at a time at makikita pa rin natin yung progress ng ating mga students. So kung pwede natin gamitin ito sa practice or maganda din po ito pag nagde-demo tayo. So teachers, meron po akong pre-recorded video para ipakita sa inyo ang paano gumawa ng klase sa Edpuzzle. Nandito tayo ngayon sa homepage ng Edpuzzle kung saan tayo ay gagawa ng klase. Paano po natin gagawin yon? How can we add classes here in Edpuzzle? Ang una po, click My Classes. Tapos i-click lang po natin itong plus button dito. At makakagawa na po tayo ng new class. So for example, 7A. Ang klase ko. Tapos grade level 7, subject, math. Gaya po ng nabanggit natin kanina, meron dalawang klase ng classes or types of class dito sa Edpuzzle. Ang classic, wherein students log in or sign up and you'll get the most analytics Edpuzzle has to offer. At nandito din po ang open class. Usually ginagamit ito ng mga grade school teachers or elementary teachers o para sa mga estudyante na wala pa po silang email. Tapos pagkatapos po natin dito, create class. Ito na po ang nagawa natin na klase. Tapos paano po tayo mag-i-invite ng estudyante? Meron po nandito po yung invite students. I-click lamang po natin at meron pong tatlong paraan para mag-invite tayo ng ating mga students. Una, ibigay po natin ang class code. Sa klase po na to, ang class code ay VADEMMI. Pwede din po nating i-copy ang link. I-click lamang po natin ang copy link. At ang na-copy natin na link na ito, ang isa-send natin sa mga estudyante natin. Kadalasan ginagawa po natin ito, lalo na sa pag wala po tayong LMS, kapag nag-copy link, ang ginagawa po ng ibang mga teachers ay nilalagay po nila sa group chat nila sa Facebook Messenger. O kung may email na po ang mga estudyante, i-email lamang po natin ang code na ito. Mga class options din po, pwede nating balikan at i-edit kung ano yung ating mga nagawa. Balik po tayo sa My Classes. At ngayon nandito na tayo sa My Classes. Paano po tayo maglalagay ng content? Balik po tayo sa content. I-click ang My Content. Ito po yung library ng mga napili o nakuha na natin ng mga videos. Kunwari, gagamitin ko ang prime factorization. I-click ko lamang po ito. Tapos click Assign. Nandito na po yung 7A. I-assign ko po sa 7A. Makikita na po ng mga estudyante natin ang video na ito. Meron pa pong isang paraan kung paano tayo gagawa ng klase sa Edpuzzle. Paano kung nakahanap muna tayo ng video bago tayo makagawa ng klase natin sa Edpuzzle? Kunwari ito, factors for the first time naman, i-click ko po ito. Tapos click Assign. Lalabas po dito yung Add New Class. So i-click lang po natin ulit at gagawin natin, kunwari 7B. Nandiyan na naman po yung options natin kung classic yung class or open yung class. Tapos create class. So nandito na po yung dalawang sections natin. 7A at 7B. At maaari po nating i-assign ng sabay yung video na ito sa kanila. Click Assign. At yung factors for the first time, makikita na po ng mga estudyante ng 7B at ng 7A. So yun po teachers yung paraan para gumawa tayo ng klase sa Edpuzzle. At yung nakikita niyo po, wala pong estudyante yung pinapakita ko dito kasi nga bagong gawa at wala pa akong nai-invite na student sa Edpuzzle classes na ito. So teachers, yung nung nakaraan din, kung itutuloy natin, meron pabaon na teacher si Ma'am May Versosa. Ang sabi niya po, Sir at Ma'am, ito po ang pabaon kong tanong para sa susunod na training. Paano po namin magagamit ang Edpuzzle para seryosohin ng estudyante namin ang pagsasagawa ng kanilang non-graded assessments? Kasi yes, alam po natin na isa ito sa mga problema minsan na kapag nag-assign tayo ng video sa ating mga estudyante, minsan hindi po nila pinapanood. Pero meron po tayong magical activity ang Edpuzzle dito. Ang sagot po natin dito, ma'am, gamitin po natin ang Edpuzzle Analytics. Ano po ba ang Edpuzzle Analytics? Kung nakikita nyo po dito yung video, kung napanood na ng mga estudyante ko yung kanilang sa analytics ko. So, yung green, ang ibig sabihin, kumpleto na napanood ng estudyante yung buong video. Pero ano yung 60/10? Ang 60/10, para ito yung percentage, kunwari, ng pagsagot ng bata. So, ang nakuha ng bata, 60 out of 100 yung nakuha niya na puntos. Tapos si student 4 at student 5, ang nakuha nila 80/100. Tapos nakikita po natin sa analytics ng Edpuzzle kung kailan nila ginawa, nandyan po yung date at nandyan po yung oras. So paano kung yung bata hindi nanonood? Kung akala nung bata okay lang yan, hindi ko panonoorin yan. Ito po sa akin, sa part ko, ito yung ginagawa ko. Kapag meron akong estudyante na hindi alam kung hindi siya nanonood during asynchronous class, mine-message ko po sila. So makikita po natin yung kung gaano kagaling ang analytics ng Edpuzzle. Alam natin na itong estudyante na to, yung unang estudyante na makikita natin, hindi niya pinanood at hindi niya pa inumpisahan na panoorin ang video lesson na inassign ko sa kanya. At meron akong estudyante na hindi siya nagpo-progress sa kanyang panonood. So sasabihin ko, gamit ang chat, since kami po ay nagtuturo via Zoom, isa po itong sa paraan para malaman ng estudyante na alam natin kung nanonood na sila or hindi pa. Kakausapin ko yung bata, isa-send ko ng direct message sa kanya, please start working already. So panoorin mo na yung video, parang ganon. Tapos meron akong isang estudyante, napansin ko na hindi nagmo-move yung kanyang video, yung progress ng kanyang video. Sasabihin ko din sa kanya na parang hindi ka nagpo-progress sa panonood ng video. So it seems that you're not progressing in the video. Tapos sasabihin po natin na may mga bagay na nakikita natin sa mga student kasi minsan, ang Edpuzzle gaya ng sinabi natin na kapag lumabas ang bata video, or lumipat sa ibang tab, nag-i-stop or nagpo-pause ang Edpuzzle. So yun po yung makikita natin talaga na kapag napansin na natin ito sa analytics ng Edpuzzle, pwede na po nating gawan ng paraan. At ito pa po ang isa sa mga pinakagusto kong feature ng Edpuzzle. Sa bawat question na nilalagay natin sa mga estudyante natin dyan, makikita po natin yung overview ng class. Kunwari, nakalagay dito, multiple choice question. Which of this could be the units for area? So, kung iyon yung tanong, tapos meron po tayo nakalagay dito, 29 out of 39 ang nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Pero hindi po nagtatapos doon. Pwede pa rin po nating malaman kung gaano karami yung mga estudyante na nakakuha ng tama. Pwede pa rin po nating malaman kung saan na yung level ng understanding ng mga estudyante natin. So yung estudyante natin, kunwari si student, 76% ng aking mga estudyante, tama yung kanilang sagot. Tapos, meron akong 15% mga estudyante na mali ang nasagot nila. Ang sinagot nila, cubic centimeters. Tapos, meron din isa akong estudyante na sumagot or 2% ng aking klase ang sinagot niya, kilometers. So, ito po, teachers, napakagandang paraan para mas maintindihan natin yung pagsagot ng ating mga estudyante. So, yung analytics ng Edpuzzle, ang laking tulong na po sa atin nito. At alam ko po na mas magagamit at mas ma-explore natin ang Edpuzzle. At kapag ginawa natin to, mas maiintindihan natin kung saan ba nahirapan yung ating mga estudyante dahil sa analytics na ito. At pwede tayong mag-move forward kung ano na yung gagawin natin as teachers. Kailangan ko bang ituro ulit ito? Kailangan ko bang okay na ba ako mag-progress? Or pwede ko bang i-differentiate yung pagtuturo? At sino ba yung mga estudyante na dapat kong tutukan? Kasi nga, yung mga pangalan ng mga estudyante lalabas sa analytics ng Edpuzzle kapag mali yung sagot nila at makikita natin kung ilan yung mali o ilan yung tamang sagot ng ating mga estudyante. So ito po pwede natin gawin per question. So kung meron tayong ginawang 10 questions, tapos parang ang bilis po ng item analysis natin, di ba teachers? Kasi every question merong analytics, merong data na binibigay sa atin ang Edpuzzle. Kaya napakadali na po ng bagay na ito para sa atin at napakalaking tulong sa ating mga teachers para mas mapalawak natin ang pag-intindi natin sa ating mga estudyante. So, dyan po ako, nagtatapos po ang sharing ko dito. At sana po makita natin yung magandang gamit ng analytics ng Edpuzzle.
Maraming salamat, Sir Alwin, no? At nakakamangha naman talaga yung feature din ng Edpuzzle. Teachers, isa sa mga pinaka na-appreciate ko, no? Pero Sir Alwin, ano, siguro reminder lang sa mga teachers natin na itong mga analytics na to, teachers, no? These are not instruments for policing your students, okay? Like you're going to scare your students, no? Submit your requirements or else I'm going to see who's not going to submit and who's submitting. That's teachers na that's not going to be the way you're going to use it. These are formative instruments, no? These analytics were built by Edpuzzle not to give you the power to police your students, although we can like, use it somehow that way. Though that's not should be your priorities, teachers. Now, when we use this analytics, it's all about to support student learning, okay? Because these analytics are perfect instruments for supporting student learning by providing timely feedback, okay? Because sometimes, diba, Sir Alwin, for example, you give them like a video, no, without using Edpuzzle, you only get to understand if they see the video or they use the video in a summative assessment. You don't actually see or get to have a feedback, no? Right now when you have assigned the video to them, but this time, okay, with Edpuzzle's analytics, no, and very dynamic analytics, it allows you to give feedback instantaneously to your teacher, to your students. Therefore, okay, supporting student learning throughout, okay, not at the end, okay, because sometimes we get to only support the students at the end when they failed, when they haven't submitted anything, etc. Okay. Sir Alwin, I really appreciate kanina, no, and you have shared that that you can actually monitor if how much they have progressed into the video. Okay, that gives you gives you a sense of an ability to remind them. Okay, because we also have to understand, no, that some students, okay, sometimes it's not because they don't want. Sometimes, for example, nakalimutan, o kaya sometimes they would have something else at home. Like, for example, wala na palang internet yung student mo, hindi mo pa alam. Pero dito, makakapagbigay ka ng feedback kagad, no? So, again, teachers, now, when we approach the analytics, we approach it as an instrument to support student learning, not to police your students, okay? Although sometimes we can use it, no? But let's just not tell it to them, okay? Anyway, Sir Alwin, I have just like a question before we entertain some questions from the audience, okay? This analytics, no, are all present in all the videos you're going to create, or are this analytics only present in the classes that you create?
Sir, ito yung mga video na to. Basta you have your class na naka-tie sa Edpuzzle, you can have access to all of this analytics. So per video po yung makikita natin. So per class,
Okay.
video. Basta yung
So,
ginamit po natin sa ko, yung classic na class. O
yeah,
kung
okay.
meron tayong mga LMS.
Sir Alwin, okay, definitely our teachers are interested about the analytics. If the analytics could be downloaded, because we know that our teachers prepare reports, documents, etc. We all know that when we're preparing like portfolio at the end of the year, which are some of our teachers are now preparing their learning portfolios or teaching portfolios. Okay, sometimes they need this kind of evidences. Okay, can they download this analytics, okay, from Edpuzzle, or are these online resources?
Sir Franco, yung nakita ko po sa pag-explore ko ng Edpuzzle, pwede mong i-download yung analytics through the LMS. Pero since yung sa atin nga, hindi ako personally, hindi pa ako nakagawa ng nakagamit sa Edpuzzle mismo kasi meron nga tayong LMS na ginagamit. Yun yung
Yes.
siguro mas i-explore ko pa. Pero yung analytics, pwede po nating i-download.
Yes, okay. That's nice. That's nice to know, because that's definitely something our teachers will be able to use to document their gusto ko lang, Sir Alwin, i-highlight ito. This is from Mr. Manolita White. Okay? The analytics will give teachers a guide what to do next, whether to have to reteach or groupings into fast and slow groupings, and focus on slow learners. It's an excellent feedback to support students. Perfectly captured, Teacher Madolita White. No, that's exactly how we should use the analytics. No, and Sir Alwin, ang dami ng mga nag-express ng ng salutation, appreciation sa Edpuzzle Analytics. But Sir Alwin, can we answer this question very quickly? Although we have answered this quite couple of times already.
For Edpuzzle po, kung yung ginagamit natin yung basic account sa Edpuzzle, meron po tayong 20 free videos na storage sa Edpuzzle. So, hindi po unlimited yung storage natin. Yung limit po ay 20 video lessons.
Except, Sir Alvin, no? Tama ba ako? Kung naka-pro ka.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Which Edpuzzle gave gave us the access to. Okay. Although again, teachers, that's going to end this July 2021. So let's just make use of what we have right now, and we'll see what maybe our guest speaker for today could help us leverage an extension. She's a little bit pressured now in the backstage. Just keep on smiling because of all of these comments we're giving. We're not putting her on the spot now, but she's a very important person, okay, when we're talking about Edpuzzle community, and she definitely will be able to help us with that concern. Anyway, so Sir Alvin, okay, since there are no more questions or concerns from our audience, why not let's introduce, would you like to do the honor of presenting and introducing to us, okay, our speaker, okay, our invited speaker for today.
Hey, maraming salamat, Sir Franco. So our speaker for today is no other than the Edpuzzle Community Head for Asia Pacific. And teachers, napaka-approachable po niya, napakadali po niyang kausap. Nung nag-usap lang kami minsan, tapos nag-guess sa agad para mag-guess sa atin. So let's all welcome teachers. Let's give her a virtual round of applause. So we have Miss Nicola Fu.
Hello, how are you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes, we can hear you. Good afternoon, Nikki.
Good morning from England.
Good morning from England, Nikki, and we're glad to have you here. Okay, we apologize for all the advanced remarks that we gave earlier. Okay, but let's just as a warming message to welcome you to the Philippines. Okay, so I guess it's the first time you are delivering. Am I correct? Or
yes.
Have you been giving? This is the first time. Okay, so we're glad to have you.
I am delivering to you guys. Yes.
Yes, correct. And thank you so much for giving us time. No, Nikki, we know you're so busy handling the APAC community, and we're glad that you give us some time, no, of your very busy schedule. We know also you're in London right now and doing some other business. Okay, but maybe Nikki, before we start with your session, would you like to care to give us like an overview of what your session will be about and how our teachers will benefit from this sharing?
Yeah. So I'm really excited to be here, and it's so wonderful because the Philippines is leading the way with Edpuzzle building an Edpuzzle coach community. And at Edpuzzle, we are so proud of you guys, not just you two, you're awesome ambassadors, but also your incredible community that we follow online, and we see what you do on Facebook, and you guys are doing such a great job. So thank you to everybody. Today, what I would like to achieve by the end of this session is to get everyone really feeling comfortable, having some fun, but also completing as much as the Edpuzzle level 1 as we can, so that we are on our way to getting towards that coaching status if you haven't got that already. And so level 1 will really, really boost your confidence. I know that Alwyn has already done a great introduction, and so much of that is in the level 1. So what we'll do is we'll breeze through it quickly as a team, and we'll get loads of you certified. And if you don't have time to complete it and you want to take it a little bit slower in your own time, you can do that as well. So that's it. That's what we're doing today.
Thank you, Nikki, and we're excited for that. So I'll leave you now with Sir Alwyn, and I'll go to the backstage to monitor the chat. So teachers, enjoy, and good luck on this the second part of our session for today.
Okay, Alwyn, what's next? Are we going to share my screen? Am I going to do this bit first straight away?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I have my screen. I want to give the audience an understanding. I am in England, and the Wi-Fi in England is like going back to 1985. Okay, so if at any point I sound like a robot or I disappear, Alwyn is here in charge, and he will take control of the situation for you, and I will be back as soon as possible. And secondly, the other thing that I want you to know is that I've just moved to the UK from Bangkok, and I don't have a second screen. So I'm actually just going to be presenting from my laptop today, which means I can't see any of you. So Alwyn and I are going to work as a team, and we are going to, he's going to communicate anything you need to share to me verbally to me, and be reading all your comments and keeping me up to date. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move over to, just let me get my presentation ready, please. And presenting. All right, can you see me? Am I ready? Yes, there we go.
Yes, we're ready for it.
Okay, and I'm on screen?
Yes, you are. Go.
Okay, great. So this is me. If you're on Twitter, I am at BeatTweet. And as we have already said, I am Edpuzzle's APAC Head of School Success and our community leader in APAC, the APAC region. I have 3 children who you can see here, all of them teenagers. So my life is very busy and hectic. And yeah, so, and I'm a photographer. So let me go through. So today, as I said, we're going to level up, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to get your confidence really build up so that you can take this away and go home and work in your classrooms and feel really empowered to move forward with Edpuzzle. One of the things that we've got going on that's slightly different today is that I'm going to be taking you through Edpuzzle's level 1 certification. So you will need, in order to follow through and to achieve that certificate today, you're going to need a couple of devices. And now you can watch and you can do the certification on Edpuzzle, and you can do it in any way. So you may choose to have a laptop or an iPhone, or a laptop and an iPad, or an iPad and iPhone, whatever you want. And then one of them will have the YouTube, and the other one you can just do your certification on. Okay. So I want you to go to this link. I have put a QR code there for you so that you can scan this And we're going to go straight to the Edpuzzle level 1. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Can you put into the chat when you have done this and that we've got a few people who are ready? I will make sure, check the chat for me. So just put in, I'm ready, or let's get going, or anything you want to put in there just to give us the heads up that you're ready. And I want us to go to this edpuzzle.com/level1.
So we're still waiting for teachers to do the comments. So teachers, if you are already ready, please type in the comment box, comment section of our live feed, ready?
Alwyn, am I talking too fast? Or am I okay?
It's all good. It's ready.
Good.
We have here, Nikki, we have teachers already typing in ready.
Great.
And
okay.
It's Miss Celia who started everything.
Say that again.
It's Celia.
Oh, Celia's
She's
ready.
starting.
Celia is one of our amazing school success managers at Edpuzzle and a very good friend of mine. And she is here today. So feel free, Edpuzzle community, chat to send a comment and some love to Celia, please. Okay, so Edpuzzle has a huge wealth of professional development. And you can see here, I'm on the, if you just Google Edpuzzle PD, you're going to find that we have so many different PD opportunities for you. And what I love about these opportunities is that they're not all just about learning about the Edpuzzle tool. They're about so many different bigger conversations that we're having in education at the moment. Looking at 21st century learning, diversity, inclusion. One of my favorite ones is the Edpuzzle Flipped or self-paced classroom. And all of these ones are hosted within Edpuzzle. So not only are you learning about pedagogy and about education and about the newest, most awesome methods of teaching and engaging your students, but you're also using the Edpuzzle tool at the same time. So there's so many different tips and tricks that come with that. I'm going to start us off today with Edpuzzle level 1. And if I click on that, it's going to get us started. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to log in with your first name. I'm just going to start again. And you'll see that I have done this before. So, and then select my role, and I'm going to click submit. Right, so here we have our code. As Alwyn said earlier, when you create a class, you have a code that you share to your students. You are now going to be logging in as a student within Edpuzzle, and you're going to be learning in the same way that your students learn with you. So this is the code that we need, okay? And I'm actually going to show you that again in a minute. So we're going to go to edpuzzle.com, and we're going to be logging in as a student. When we log in as a teacher, that's where we can create the videos. That's where we can add our questions in and then share our videos for our classes. But today we're going to be learning as a student in order to understand how to use Edpuzzle up to level 1 certification. So we're going to click on I am a student. I like to sign in with my Google because it connects straight away. And it's going to add me in. And you're going to see this is where we are able to start our certification. So right at the top here, and I'm going to show you, here we go. We've got my classes on the left-hand side, and you're going to click the little plus. Keep chatting with us on the chat. If you feel that I'm going too fast for you, it's very difficult for me to read this room of learning. So I need you to let me know whether you think I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow, or you want me to repeat something again. If there's anything that you're not clear about, let me know on the chat. Alwyn will be watching it because I really want to keep us all moving together. And I do not want to leave anyone behind. Okay? So we've got this little plus, and I want you to click on the little plus, and then that class code that we had before, HIVIEWU. Alwyn, can you add that to the comments for me, please?
HIVIEWU. So,
Yep.
teacher, ipopost ko po yung code. Actually, Nikki, a lot of our teachers are also informing us that they finished several PDs already.
Oh,
Some are
really?
talking about gamification. Some are talking about yes, and they are really loving some PDs. So, but it's still, it will be very helpful for us to start with level 1.
Okay. So, Alwyn, you still want me to do level 1 with everyone now? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get going. All right. So, if you've done the level 1 already, that's great. Excellent. Keep engaging in the conversation online. And as you know from your students, if you've got people in the classroom who are already thriving and moving forward and a little bit of a faster pace than the other students, what we want is them to bring their ideas and bring their understanding to the conversation. So add your knowledge now to the chat to really share your understanding of this level 1, okay? And also maybe some of the things that you've learned since in level 2. Okay.
So we also have some teachers who will be doing it with you. They are also posting that in the chat box.
Great. I think that's a great idea, actually. If we could give us anyone who's still following along with me, let me feel the love from you, please, so that I know that I have an audience who are joining me with this today. And I want you to put your name in and type into the comments that you are doing this with me, and keep talking to me as we're going through. So I'm going to start now by creating an account. So as you mostly know in Edpuzzle, you have your videos, you're a student now, and we're going to press play. Can you hear that?
Edpuzzle. Creating an account is quick, easy, and free. To get started, head to edpuzzle.com and click on the Sign Up button. Then select the I'm a Teacher option. Now you have two choices. The first is to sign in with Google. Perfect if your school uses Google Classroom. All you have to do is click on the Sign in with Google button and select your Google account. The second option is to sign up with Edpuzzle and create a username and password. Click on the button to get started, then enter your name, email address, and choose a password. If you have a referral code from a fellow teacher, now it's the time to enter it to get your extra storage space. Check the boxes based on your preferences, click on Create a New Account.
Okay. Is a referral code optional, required, or not available? And as it said in the video, it is an optional portion of this. So if you have a referral code from another teacher or from Edpuzzle itself, you put it in. If you don't worry.
Account, and you're in. Now it's time to choose your school. Type in your school name, find it in the drop-down menu, choose the subject that you teach, and click on Join School. If you're the first teacher from your school to sign up for Edpuzzle, or you are a private tutor, a homeschool instructor, a corporate trainer, or currently unemployed, just select the Add New School option and enter your information.
Okay, if your school does not appear, and this often is really people, if they haven't found their school, then they find it difficult to know what to do at this stage. So go right to the bottom, and what you're going to do, you're in a random school, give up, or you're going to click Add a New School, that third option there.
Now all you have to do is verify your email address by going to your inbox and clicking on the link in the verification email from Edpuzzle. Great! Now your Edpuzzle account is all set up. Don't miss the other videos on our YouTube channel to learn how to make any video your lesson with Edpuzzle.
Okay.
Okay, Nikki, we have Miss Manso, Giselle Manso, also working with you. We have Sir Jeffrey Beltran also started taking level 1 with you. Um, so far, those are the ones who are informed us, but there's someone looking for Harry Potter. Where's, where's Harry?
Harry Potter. Goodness me. I love a little bit of Harry Potter. Okay, right. So one of the things that's slightly different to what I'm doing on screen today and what you have in front of you is that I have already completed my my graded. I've already had my assignments graded. As you can see, I completed them a while ago. So I'm going to just keep clicking through what I have here. So I'm going to go up to setting up my classes. Now, when you get to the end of your video, you will find that there is a link that will take you to the next video. Okay, and that's what I want you to do today. Keep going through. So I'm going to click on the second one, setting up the class. And we're going to press play.
Now that you've set up your Edpuzzle account, it's time to create some classes. Starting out is easy. Just visit edpuzzle.com, log in to your teacher account, and click on My Classes in the top menu bar.
Okay, how do you get to this screen from the home page? This is the Edpuzzle home page. On the left side of the screen, click Classes. Click My Classes in the top right of the screen, or click My Content on the left-hand side of the screen. Okay, so remember, we went to here, My Classes. So we're going to click the third option.
If this is your very first class, you'll see the Add New Class and Google Classroom buttons in the middle of your screen. Use the Google Classroom option to directly import one of your classes from Google. Otherwise, click on Add New Class, which will open up a new screen. Enter a name for your class and add a description if you like. Select Classic for your class type. We'll tell you all about open classes in another one of our YouTube video tutorials.
If you want to learn more about open classes, here's the video. What I tended to do when I was going through my Edpuzzle training was that I would click on these links and I would open them for later so I could come back and have a look. But alternatively, once you've done this certification, everything in Open Classroom is actually on Edpuzzle Level 2 training anyway. So you can leave that there. These videos that we're watching will be, as you can see, they're open for me to see. And that's not because I work at Edpuzzle. Once you've completed the training, you can go back and have access to these in your classes at any time. So you can go back and rewatch something if you're slightly confused.
Click on the Create Class button and you're done. Your new class is now ready to go. On the other hand, if you've already created other classes, you'll find the Add New Class button in the left menu bar below your existing class or classes. Click on it and you'll see a small drop-down menu with Create a New Class and Google Classroom. Follow the same steps as before to set up your new class. If you use another LMS like Canvas, Schoology, Moodle, etc., you can create your classes directly in your LMS. Check out the rest of our videos to learn how to invite your students, where to find your class code, and more.
Okay. Anything on the comments for me?
There's someone asking. We have from Ma'am Josephine Yanis. She's asking, is it possible to log in individually and to use Edpuzzle personally?
Yes. In what way? What way will she be using it personally? As in just for herself and not have classes in there? Is that right?
Perhaps it's not written here, but maybe she's maybe we can explain something more for tutors.
Yeah.
Or those
actually,
who do not belong to the school yet.
Yeah. If you don't belong to a school. So if you are a tutor or you work as a coach or you work as in education but not belonging to a school community, when you log in, go to the bottom of Edpuzzle, and it says, what school are you from? Now you can type in there your company or your or anything that you use in order that's part of your own personal education community. And that will create you your own kind of school, so that when you go in and log into Edpuzzle, you can then use it for whatever way you would like. Now, I'm a teacher, but I also coach and mentor and support people in education other than just Edpuzzle. And so what I have used Edpuzzle for myself is I've created classes for PD, and I've collated different videos that are really good for PD and learning about technology, and shared those codes as an open class so that people can have access to those videos and have questions embedded in them so that they can really understand how to leverage technology in education. Do you think that helps, Alwyn?
Yes, I believe so. And we also have a response from Miss Celia, wherein she said you can create your own school in Edpuzzle when starting in Edpuzzle.
Yeah. So that's what if you are a coach, or if you are a trainer, or you do homeschool for children or anything like that, you can then go to the bottom and just create and have a name for your school and create your school, and then you will have the same access to Edpuzzle as any other school. Okay, I'm going to move on to the third video now.
Okay, let's
How
go.
to
your class.
Say that again.
I said, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, good. Sorry. I was a step ahead of you, and then I didn't hear you. Okay, so I'm going to start inviting
Now that
students.
you've created your class, all that's left to do is invite your students. Let's learn how. Like always, just log in into your teacher account on Edpuzzle. Once you're in, click on My Classes in the top menu bar. Choose the class from the left side menu that you'd like to invite students to. Click on the Students tab, where you'll see your class code as well as an Invite Students button. Go ahead and click on it.
Okay, where do you find the button to invite students? On the left-hand side of the screen? You see it as soon as you click My Classes, or in the Students tab of your class. And you can see it's the third option in the Students tab of your class.
In the pop-up window, you'll see your class code, a link you can share with your students, and an option to invite them via email. On your student side, if it's the first time they're logging in, the first thing they'll be asked to do is enter a class code. If they already have an account, all they need to do is log into Edpuzzle and scroll down to find the Join a Class button at the bottom of the left side menu. They'll be asked to enter your class code, find a class, and join the class. And that's it. Once they've joined your class, they'll be able to see the assignments that are due, the ones that are coming up, and the ones they've already completed.
You will learn more about how Edpuzzle looks from a student's perspective in Module 3 of this certification.
Stay tuned to our YouTube channel to learn how to write assignments, send your students your assignment links, and more.
Okay. And we'll go back, and we have one more that needs to be completed for this. Any more questions from the
We have a question here.
Yep.
Nikki, from Saranda Singh Tanwar. Her question is, if I'm taking online private tutors, then also this works and students can log in as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're doing private online tutoring, this is a wonderful tool for you to support your learning at home with students, whether you're online or even face-to-face. You will then, as I said, and I could just show that now. Would that help? If to just go back and show from the Edpuzzle perspective. If I'm just going to log myself out quickly. So imagine you're a tutor and you want to sign up. You are going to create yourself. Actually, I might just do it from the incognito window, which will give me edpuzzle.com. Okay, so So you will go to sign up, and you're going to say you're a teacher. Oh, it's because and you're going to go in, and then what you want to do in the next section after this, which isn't very helpful to see, but you are going to go right to the bottom of the screen, and it will tell you exactly that you can type in your name for your school. So it might be that you have your own name as your school, or you might have found yourself some quirky little name for your tutoring business, and that's where you would add it. And then all your students, you just create different classes for all the different children that you teach. Okay, Alwyn?
Okay, most of the questions here that follows are more on questions about LMS. And
okay.
Though we know the answers to this already, but Nikki, we know that this is one part of our episode. So for the questions of Sir D. Kahurao and Ma'am Josephine as well, we will be tackling those in the future. So abang-abang lang po. We will be answering those questions about LMS next episode. But perhaps we can answer one question.
Yep.
From Sir D. He said, Edpuzzle basically works like Google Classroom. What other features does this tool have that Google Classroom is missing?
So Google Classroom and Edpuzzle are slightly different. So Google Classroom has the ability for students for teachers to assign everything to a student. So assign all their learning to a student, plus have that ability to connect students with chat and for commenting. Whereas what we have here within Edpuzzle is we have the ability to take anything from YouTube and link it in, so you've got your video in there. And the most important thing really is that the analytics, you're looking at really embedding strong questions into Edpuzzle in order to really get an understanding of your students, an understanding of your students' knowledge and where they need to go and what they understand right at that point. I think also with Google Classroom, it really is kind of like almost like mapping out a journey. So you're building the pieces of their learning to get in Google Classroom. You're assigning things, whereas the Edpuzzle tool is more about that knowledge piece and really developing the strong understanding of that one concept or a range of concepts and putting those together and scaffolding those together. Does that help? I think also one of the things that I really love, one of the features or a couple of the features that I think are really important. So yes, you can assign a video in Google Classroom, and that's great, and the kids can click on it. But do we know that they've clicked on that video? Do we know that they've answered those questions? We can always give them a Google form. Yeah, let's put a Google form with a video. And then, yep, they could answer that. But do we have all of them answering it? What I love about Edpuzzle is that when the students are looking at the video, they cannot skip any of the questions. When they are using Edpuzzle, they cannot sideswipe from one screen to another, watch half the video half-heartedly, but then also be doing something and multitasking at the same time. What I also love about Edpuzzle is that those questions that we have so many different, you can put audio into the questions. You can support those students who don't speak English or another language well. So it's really great for language students. It's really great for those students who need a deeper understanding with language. And then also you have that ability to layer with links. So you might want to put in more information. You might want to put more websites in to support them in their understanding. And so you've got that ability to layer information in different ways, which I love.
Adding to that, what I really want with Edpuzzle is that it could be integrated with Google Classroom, right? So yeah, there is an easy access to the different things. But I don't want to preempt our next webinar about LMS integration. So teachers, if you see here, you have a lot of questions about integration with the LMS. So we are parking them for today, but definitely in our next episodes, we will be answering your questions about the LMS. So
One of the things,
perhaps
go on.
there's let's just answer one more question for about from Josephine. She said if she's asking if I
Yeah,
downloaded Edpuzzle, are we also going to require our students to download it as well?
no. So there are many ways you can access the Edpuzzle classes online. If your students have, most students will have either a phone or a laptop or an iPad. The students will access these through a link. They will sign up for their own student account, and then they can watch those videos online in Safari, in Google Chrome, on an iPad, on a laptop, or on a small device. So there are many different ways they can. Yes, they can have an app that you can download. So there's an app on iOS or on Android, which you would download, and you can then put in a class code, and then you can go and watch the video. But that's not absolutely necessary. You can just watch any of the videos with the links that the teacher shares on any device.
So similarly, aside from this, since according to Ma'am Josephine, they have their own LMS. So ma'am, stay tuned. We will be answering those other questions on how to share and integrate Edpuzzle with our different learning management systems. Parang ngayon po, bitinin muna natin yan kasi we don't have the luxury of time to discuss everything. But
one of the things, Alwyn, one of the things I would say, Alwyn, is that I'm going to show you now. If you are really keen on understanding how to use Edpuzzle with your classes, I just want to try and type in Edpuzzle PD, because in the Edpuzzle PD, we have got a great, here we go, Edpuzzle PD. So those questions where you were looking at Google Classroom, I'm just looking, here we go, Edpuzzle and Google Classroom level 1. So if you're a Google Classroom user and you really want to understand what the differences between the two tools are and how you can merge them together and app smash them so that you're going to create great Edpuzzle videos and share those easily within Google Classroom, this is your next step, okay? Just here. And that's really going to help you. Okay, Alwyn?
Yes, so far, we don't have any questions anymore, but more on appreciation of the things that we are showing our teachers. So actually, I really love the professional development certifications of Edpuzzle. That's the very reason why I am here right now with you and conversing with you, Nikki, and with Sir Franco, among others, because this really, the PDs are really very helpful, and I really learned a lot, not only about technology, but on how to use different technologies and my lessons in my classes.
I agree. I loved the PD. I actually think that my favorite one was probably Flip Learning. I loved the level 2. And when you get to the Edpuzzle Coach, they have such wonderful tips on how to use science apps online and how to get students to do wonderful math or science predictions that can help their understanding and demonstrate learning. And I thought that those were really, really interesting, and I hadn't thought of that before. So I really recommend these certifications. I find them so interesting.
Yes, no, indeed. No, thank you so much, Nikki, for that wonderful session on the PDs. No, and I think above all, teachers, no, these PDs are evidences, no, of evidence, okay, of the support by Edpuzzle. So they're not just like selling you like platform or giving you this wonderful platform, no, but also trying to support you all the way because that's the commitment that Edpuzzle Inc is giving us. No, the fact that we have Nikki as a community lead to APAC, no, that says a lot about how Ed Puzzle wants to support the community and all the things that Celia Alvarez and the entire Ed Puzzle Inc. is doing. Okay. And indeed, no, I agree with the PDs. I learned a lot. Even if you know Ed Puzzle already, when you go into the PDs, you will still learn a lot of things. Okay, on how to use Edpuzzle for different subjects, etc. Okay, so that's a wonderful aspect of that. Okay, anyway, teachers, we can now entertain some questions. Okay, before we give the our Miss Universe questions to Nikki. We told her we're going to answer some Miss Universe questions. But
Alan,
do you have questions, teachers?
can you stop sharing my screen? Oh, here we go. I'm going to stop
Yes,
sharing.
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yes. You can now go back to our stream, Nikki. Yeah,
I
you can see us.
you again. It's so good to see you. I felt like I was blind before.
Yes. So, teachers, do you have questions for Nikki or Sir Alwin? Anything that you'd like to? This one is from Teacher Elaine Tinedero. Okay. And she asked, okay, yes, you can watch this again. Okay. I think I thought it was about Ed Puzzle. Yes, teachers, no, you can rewatch this video forever as long as my channel is online. It will be available for you to review. Okay. Okay. Nikki, maybe my question is that since we have set, no, we have a lot of things, okay, in the PDs already, and there is a massive online course for teachers, okay. But are there like any inside info about are there new PDs coming in, or are there new opportunities for teachers to expand further, okay? Or are we looking at some ideas like that?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we're really looking for that we've got coming out is all of these certifications are coming out in Spanish. So we have some awesome educators in Spain who have been putting together a lot of content within in Spanish. So hold on, my mother's just come in. So we've got she came in the door. It's like, go away. Yeah, so we've got a lot of content coming out in Spanish. We're doing a lot of in order to support the Spanish community. Edpuzzle is being really vamped up for to support that community, and that's our next step. We're always looking for ideas, and I loved what you said about Edpuzzle and about how we're really invested in our educators, and that is right. All of us at Edpuzzle are all educators. We all love education and are very passionate, but we're also really passionate about Edpuzzle and about building up this community of learning. We really, really believe in how a strong community can support learning in anything. And I think that one of the most important things that you are showing us is what a strong community you're building, and we really want to be part of your journey.
Yeah, and thank you, Nikki, for that. And again, no, Sir Alvin, okay, we'd have to remind our community that, like what Nikki said, okay, we will also have our own localization of videos, okay. So we will be producing videos, okay, in Filipino, so as to guide you on how to use Edpuzzle, okay. So that's coming in around September or October, okay. So and also please do wait because we're going to tap some Edpuzzle coaches to actually produce the video. Okay, so and you'll be again compensated and paid for that. So that's again win-win situation. You get to contribute in the localization process, plus you also get some compensation in localizing videos for the Filipino educators. Okay, and again, thank you so much, Nikki, no, and to the entire Edpuzzle community for everything that you do for our community, no, especially us, no, beginning or starting our own community. Okay, So since we have another question, okay, maybe this is our last. We have last two questions, no? Okay, this one is from teacher Lourdes Santa Juana. Does it mean when you failed the first video quiz, you cannot continue watching the other videos? This is the PD because there are some quizzes
Yeah.
along the way.
Okay, so actually, when you fail the videos, that doesn't mean you don't get the certification. I mean, when you go through and you have got the questions wrong, you can review those questions again. Go back to the beginning, watch the video. What I love about these videos is that they're very short, which is really important when we're producing good content on Edpuzzle. We don't want an hour-long video for students to watch. You and I, we can't learn very easily watching an hour-long video. We want short and snappy videos with really meaningful content. So these certifications are short. You go back to the beginning, you can watch them again and review the questions that you got wrong. And when you get to the end, you can then move on to the next module. I have to let you know, I told Alwyn this last week. I got some questions wrong when I was doing my certification.
But again, no, I think what they have to realize, no, Nikki and Sir Alwin, is that the PD session, the PD course is a learning process in itself. You will learn from it. Okay, so there's don't be embarrassed or shy about I get a mistake or a failed one quiz. Again, you learn from it anyway. Okay, and that's the most important thing, di ba? Just like how we do not condemn our students when they fail their quizzes. Okay, we also do not condemn ourselves when we do that. Okay. Thank you, Nikki. Maybe we have our last question, but this is something that you already answered earlier, but maybe sort of like reiterate, Nikki, your answer to this question. So I like, this from Sir Almario Sanchez, I like Edpuzzle more than Google Class. Ouch. from a Google certified trader. How does Edpuzzle differ from
Don't
LMS?
Google that.
Moodle. But again, this one is from how does Edpuzzle differs from LMS with LMS like Moodle?
Well, I think an LMS is completely different to Edpuzzle. An LMS is about communicating learning. It's about sharing and scaffolding learning, taking pieces of learning on a journey and being able to share that with a community like a class so that they know what they've got to do and when they've got to do it. Edpuzzle is really about data. It's about asking questions, it's about assessment, and it's about collecting those information so that you can understand what your next learning step is for those students.
Yes, correct. No.
May I just add that
Go ahead, Sir Alvin.
let's not compare an LMS with Edpuzzle. Actually, the different learning management systems are partners of
They
Edpuzzle.
go hand in hand.
Yes, that's why we are saying we will be discussing more on the integration, just like what Nikki was saying. We will be integrating Edpuzzle with the different learning management systems soon, teachers. So that's something that you have to look for. So it's not on the difference, but rather it is on how to unify these different learning management systems with Edpuzzle.
Yeah.
Indeed, no. That's I think thanks, Sir Alvin, and I think Nikki for clarifying that. Okay. So teachers, there's no need to leave your LMS. Okay, there's no need to, for example, if you're using Google Classroom, Moodle, Schoology, Canvas, no. That's what's actually good about Edpuzzle. It actually fits into what you're using right now. So there's no need to like leave your Google Classroom. Okay, we will find a way how you can use your Edpuzzle into your Google Classroom to make your LMS much more powerful. Okay, so but definitely Edpuzzle will change your LMS or how you conduct your teaching and your LMS. Go ahead, Nikki.
I think that if you think about an LMS, it's like Facebook for learning. An LMS is like Facebook for learning, whereas Edpuzzle is just videos. It's the YouTube part of it. So it's one small part that you can add in to a bigger picture of learning.
I agree with that, Nikki. No, but again, that small part, no, changes
Yeah,
everything. Okay,
so
when you
much.
put,
Yeah.
yes, hands down to Edpuzzle. So again, thank you so much, no, teachers, for joining or for your questions. Okay, but before, of course, before we end our session for today, our wonderful session, Sir Alwin, would you like to do the honor to present our certificate of recognition, okay, as a form of appreciation to our guest speaker for today?
Sure, Sir Franco.
Thank
So the
you.
certificate, and let me read it for you, Nikki. So certificate of recognition. So this certificate of recognition is awarded to Nicola Hoot for sharing knowledge and expertise in the recently concluded webinar entitled Edpuzzle Class, Creating a Class and Activities for Learners and Edpuzzle Analytics, awarded on June 23, 2021. And the duration is an hour. And your signatories, your Edpuzzle Pilipinas ambassadors, yours truly, and Mr. Franco Adun. So
Thank
thank you
you.
very much, Nick.
I can't hear you.
We use the Philippine patterns for our certificate, so it has that like Philippine vibe okay, all over it. Okay, so I hope that you appreciate that. And again, thank you, Nikki, for joining us today. And we'll be seeing you again. Am I correct, Sir Alwin? We'll be
Yes.
Yes.
seeing her. Yes, we'll be seeing her. Because right now, Nikki, if you see the chat right now, there are already requests. We hope to see you again. Okay. They're so amazed. They are so starstruck by you. Okay. As we were starstruck by you as well. Okay. So thank you so much, Nikki. And any maybe we can really request like a message for Filipino educators.
Yes. Eh, you want say that again? You want a message?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, like I said already, you guys are doing such a wonderful job. And what I love about the Filipino educators is that you are leading the way. And I'm not sure you really understand how far ahead you are. You guys are the first region in Asia to really be pushing out the, as far as Edpuzzle are, you have got the ambassador program. You have got more coaches in the Philippines than we have in any other country in Asia. So you guys are incredible. And what I love about it is that that failure piece. You remember that we talked about failure earlier, the first attempt in learning. Failure is so important. Fail. Get on there, do something new, be brave, have courage, and fail daily so that you can learn and model how important lifelong learning is to your students. So keep going. And I can't wait to be part of your journey again, because Alwyn and I are going to go head to head in app smashing with Edpuzzle.
Yes, definitely. I look forward to that.
Me too.
Sir Franco, you're on mute.
Cheers. Thank you so much. No, and Nikki, salamat. Salamat, mabuhay. Okay, for visiting us here. Teachers, okay, we'll be seeing again Nikki to our next following sessions. Okay, so please watch out for that. Okay. For now, we'll be saying goodbye to Nikki, and of course, teachers, please express your gratitude, your thank you in our chat, so that Nikki will feel the love by Filipino educators, because right now it's actually raining no with thank yous and appreciation to Nikki. Again, thank you. Maraming salamat, Nikki, for giving us your time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care, okay?
Bye,
Mwah.
Nikki.
Bye.
Thank you once again, Nikki.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
Sir Alwin, maraming salamat for yet another wonderful session. Okay. Excited ako doon sa LMS integration kasi mapapasabak na ako sa pag-discuss. No? I'll be discussing one of the LMS integrations no in that session. Okay. So abangan natin yung teachers. Again, hindi nyo po kailangang iwanan ang inyong mga LMS kung nasa Schoology kayo ngayon, nasa Google Classroom kayo ngayon, nasa Canvas kayo ngayon, or nasa MS Teams kayo, lahat yan, possible yan tayo makapag-integrate ng ating Edpuzzle, no? Okay? Sir Alwin, maybe can you give us like further updates on what's coming up, no, on next session or further sessions natin?
Sige sir. Actually, yun nga yung kaya kanina iniiwasan kong sagutan yung mga questions about LMS. Kasi sa susunod, meron din tayong kasama din na isa pang speaker na sasagot sa mga tanong at magde-demo paano integrate ng Edpuzzle sa Schoology. Tapos sa Google Classroom, sa Moodle, at yung sa Canvas. Tapos sa mga susunod din, meron din tayong parang nabanggit kanina ni Nikki, ang app smashing. So magkakaroon tayo ng app smashing sa iba't ibang apps. So abangan nyo po yan, teachers, kung paano nyo mas magagamit ang Edpuzzle at paano nyo mas mag-i-integrate ang Edpuzzles gamit ang iba pang mga gamit ang ibang technology apps. Tapos, Sir Franco, meron pa po tayong padating na 2 international speakers ulit. So, abangan po natin yan, teachers. Talagang pinaghahandaan po natin ang mga ibibigay po natin sa inyo ng mga episodes.
Ano na talagang we're packing it with so much, no? Again, teachers, lahat to ginagawa po namin para po, again, mas ma-expose tayo, mas mapalalim natin yung pagkakaunawa natin sa Edpuzzle. And I think, Sir Alwin, that's the best thing about Edpuzzle, no? It fits in so many ways, no? It fits with other apps, it fits with your LMS, okay? So hindi siya like a stand-alone application na pag ito lang yung gagamitin mo, yun lang pwede mong gamitin. It actually works with other applications. Okay, ngayon siguro Sir Alwin, no, while we're continuing to discuss, okay, maybe we could already show to our teachers the evaluation link which they will use, okay, to get their certificates, no, okay. So teachers, okay, please accomplish this evaluation link. Please do let me know if it works. Okay? Paki-check muna, no. Dapat nag-work po yan, no? Kasi chinek ko na yan kanina. Pero just in case, okay, let me know if it works on your end, okay? And I could also do something about it. Let's do also a shout out to one of our co-teachers from Saver School, Miss Clive Lewanen, okay? One of the newly certified coach, no? Okay? Is actually one new bago sa department namin. And Sir Alwin, ano nga yung relationship niyo ni Clive? Yes, kidding. Let's go to that.
So, going back to si Clive kasi he is my former student from my school. So parang sabi ko nga sa'yo, I feel so old na kasama
bumalik
ko
na, no?
Yung student ko nung high school. Kaya parang
okay lang yan. Okay lang yan, Sir Alwin, kasi ako din, no? I also have one of my students, no, coming back to school as my co-teacher. So really feel, no, the so many years in our school right now. Okay. So yeah, maraming salamat, and of course, no, shout out then to our one of our administrators from Kagapay Teacher Support, okay? Teacher Pau is also in the chat, no, very very active, okay? Sir Alwin, isa yan si Teacher Pau sa pinaka-excited mag-try ng Edpuzzle, no? Isa sa mga talagang gagamit at okay? Maraming salamat po for those who have said it's working, okay? And teachers, no, please make sure that your information are correct. Your name, so that when it gets into your certificate, we have the correct spelling and with the correct format of your name. If you want to put your titles right there, like LPT, MA, it's okay, doctor, etc. Okay, and please make sure to also put the correct email address so that it gets to you, because we are running our certificates automatically, no? So we have an automated certification, and if you have a wrong email right there, it will bounce back to us. Okay, so please mind the spellings and the details you're going to put there. So again, teachers, Sir Alwin, meron ka pa bang message, okay, sa ating mga teachers? Okay?
May pa-shoutout lang ako, yung isa sa mga pinaka-active natin na nakikipag-interact sa Edpuzzle Pilipinas. Shoutout kay Sir Jeffrey Beltran. Hi, Sir. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat Sir Jeffrey, no? At actually kada na rin kay Sir Joseph Gabriel Educado, no? Okay? which, okay, who will, okay, will be, abangan din natin yan sa ating, one of our sessions in the Ed Puzzle series, no? Okay, alam ko may bibisita rin yan, no? Sir Joseph Gabriel Educado in our session. Okay? Yun, okay, so
Hindi siya
again,
makatanggi.
hindi makatanggi, no? Talagang, coerce, in a way, coerce. Okay. So again, teachers, maraming salamat and magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Okay, teachers, wala natin kakalimutan lagi. Itong mga tools natin na to are only significant and powerful to the extent that we intend to use them. So tayo pa rin po mga teachers, ang lagi pa rin magde-decide kung paano, gaano kalalim, gaano kalawak nating magagamit ang mga tools na to para maapektuhan ang pagkatuto ng ating mga estudyante. So good luck po sa inyo mga teachers, okay? At sa pag-explore ng Edpuzzle, no? Okay, so nandito lang po kami. Yours truly, your Ambassador Franco, and of course, Ambassador Alwin, are the expert in the house, okay? Who will guide you and help you all throughout, no? So teachers, nandiyan po yung ating Edpuzzle Pilipinas group. Message lang kami dyan, teachers, or send lang kayo ng info sa amin. Nakabukas naman po ang aming mga Facebook Messenger, so you can always message. I think Sir Alwin, tama ba ako? Medyo hindi na tumitigil ang pagtunog ng Messenger mo nowadays. Yes.
Yes. Maging
diba?
super active.
Yes, para tayo call center agent, no? Pero again, teachers, we don't mind that, okay? As long as nakakatulong po kami. Alam ko po, Sir Alwin, kahit gano'n yan ka-busy, sumasagot po yan. At he will attend to your needs, no? Lalo na sa mga technical aspects, no? And technical needs para sa Edpuzzle. So again, maraming salamat, teachers, and we'll see you again on our third installment of the Edpuzzle series. Okay? Maraming salamat!
Thank you, teachers.